Okay, I am, hold on one second. Let me just go in here real quick because you're ready for the next exploited case? You got it. The one that we covered last night? It's the next exploited case. And guess what? No one's ever covered it before. And no one's covering it. Okay, I'm just going to point out some stuff because I think people really need to pay attention to this, because the more that this goes on, the more that it's going to not only hurt people's families, but it is also going to ruin the real true crime community that wants to report on cases the right way, okay? Now, you can't just make an update because you want to. You can't say, I'm going to be back later and I'm going to get you an update. No, that's not the way it works, okay? The update now that we're waiting for is the autopsy and the toxicology. And so let me just catch you up to what is going on here, because this is Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is on the case. So, okay. You were just answering me on Facebook? Did I ask a question on Facebook? Okay. Oh, I don't know. We covered this last night, okay? I can guarantee you there's other people that did as well. But I'm just going to call the person Conspiracy Sleuth is on the case because no one's covering it. And it needs exposure. And this is a public service announcement. It's the same freaking MO that we saw. So let me just make sure that, hang on, I just want to make sure we get just our subscribers in here when they come in. Let me put this on. Okay. So this is a couple, and they were in the Sierra National Forest. They were all found deceased. Deceased. I can't even speak tonight. Deceased. You've got John Gerrish, who's a Google engineer. You have his wife, Ellen Chung, a yoga instructor. Their 1-year-old daughter, who just turned 1 year old on August 4th. And you have their family dog. Actually, it was her dog, as we learned last night before they got together. Today, a few hours ago, person that exploited the Cash Gurning case, Summer Wells, any case that she touches, let's not forget about Chris Watts, but tortured that family. Yeah, won't take down videos, slandered, everything. Anyway, it was obvious the views were dropping like flies, okay? It was hard to get 100 people in alive over there. So something had to happen. There had to be a new conspiracy case that she can go on. So she claims no one is covering this. Yeah, 10th Angel, but no one's covered it, 10th Angel. No one's covered it before this Conspiracy Sleuth. No one. No one. She's the first on the case here, and she doesn't even know about it. She wants to get so fast to her video, she doesn't even know anything about it. That's the funny thing. The second thing is she's going to dig, because you know what, guys? I'm going to do a public service announcement. Everybody needs to learn about this so we can be safe. Okay? This is what she says. So she's on the case. Don't fear. She's on the case. And hi, Robbity Bob. And she's going to get all the information. And she's going to be back. She's going to get the update. Because I guarantee you, she's what? Calling the Mariposa Sheriff's Office, telling them they better not drop the ball on this because she's on the case. Even though we already know how long the toxicology can take. And that's what you need. Okay, maybe she can get some people from Facebook who will go out there and say maybe they saw mushrooms or berries on the ground, and she can go out there and get some insiders to call in. How many times are we going to go through this crap? I don't know about you guys, but it makes me sick. They're like ambulance chasers looking for the right one, and boy, was she licking her chops on this one. Sickening. Okay, going, oh my gosh, who wants to get in this with me and start throwing out some things that we can talk about, because oh my gosh. How old's the baby? I don't know. 1, 2, I don't know. I don't know. I wish someone could tell me how long the trek is from the car to where they were found. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is bad. This is so bad. This is really what I don't know. I really don't know. So here's the next exploitation, okay? Get ready for just about every theory. Get ready for every fake insider. Get ready for everyone to be contacted on Facebook that has ever left a comment about this case. Get ready for all of those people who we read their comments to get phone calls by these people to come on. Get ready for the whole circus to come back to town, because this is the new case. And no one has covered it. I guess when we were doing it last night, we weren't really talking about this because she hasn't seen it anywhere, and it's up to her to get this out. So just letting you know, keep it up, because it was obvious she needed something. Nobody was watching her anymore. So now we're going to get another conspiracy. We'll get a couple of other creators in on it, and we'll conspirize till the cows come home. And she's going to get updates, even though toxicology is going to take weeks. She's going to get updates tonight. She's going to be back later. She's going to be back later with this. Oh my gosh, this is just so crazy. Any of you find this crazy? Are people delusional? No one's covering this. No one. It's not anywhere in the news. This case is everywhere in the news. Everywhere. Type it in. CNN. It's on Fox. It's on MSN. It's all over the place. But no, it's not. Oh my gosh, guys. Why is it Hazmat area? Oh my gosh. Is that the way you want true crime cases covered? Like that? I don't know. Maybe people do. Maybe people do. I don't know. It turns my stomach, and I know what she has done to other families, okay? Namely one that I'm very close to. I know what she's done and how she slandered them and won't take videos down slandering them and is using them for what she is, okay? Even though the families ask get those videos down, she won't take them down. She deletes their comments. Yeah. Anyway, she prays like an ambulance chaser. Which case can I insert a whole bunch of conspiracy into and make a whole bunch of stuff and then say I'm doing it because no one else is covering this and we need to get this out there? This case is in the news. And I guarantee you, I was not the only one that covered this. She thinks hours and hours and hours later that she's the first on this case and that it's up to her. So I'm sure she's going to tell you she called the Mariposa County Sheriff's Office and told them not to drop the ball on it. Pretty sickening. It was really sickening. Hi, Tammy, Flo. Hi, 10th Angel, Sally, Robin, Snow Remover, Graftastic, Katie Cat. Hey, Katie Cat. I still want to talk to you about those dolls. Deborah Vancouverden. Oh, the same one that exploited Cash Gurnan, the same one that posted the casket pictures and lied about them. Same one. Hi, Encheever. This is the new case. This is it. You know, the ambulance chase paid off. She's got a new one now, and no one's covering it in her imagination. And she's got to do this as a public service announcement, and she will get updates. She will. She's going to make them. She'll be back in a few hours. She knows she's going to get them. Yes, it's the California family. The ones that were found in the Sierra National Forest. And she knows zero, zilch, nada on the case at all. It's embarrassing. But it in an attempt to, I guess, it's a contest with who can get on it fast enough. She just went on and didn't know any information. The same one that exploited Cash Gurnan and Summer Wells' Moonlight View. The same one that posted the casket pictures of Cash, even though the family didn't want them on there. She said she was doing a service then, too. Yeah. You know, she does all these services for people that don't want it. Yeah, they were not in their car. Yeah, they were in California, right? They were a good distance from their car. The car was at the gate, and they were in like the Devil's Gulch area. It was a pretty treacherous area that they were found in, and they're being transported to the coroner's office, but they had to declare the area a hazmat area because the sheriff said he's never seen anything like it. They don't have any signs of trauma, no blunt force trauma, no trauma at all to their bodies. And it is the father, John Gerrish, who is a software, he's an engineer with Google. I don't know if he's a software engineer. He's an engineer with Google. He was born in England, but then the family, well, no, he moved to California where he met his wife, Ellen Chung, a yoga instructor. She's originally, I don't know if she was born in Korea, but she's Korean descent, but has lived in California for a long time. They moved to Mariposa in 2020 during the pandemic. He apparently manages and buys properties with a real estate agent who commented, I'm sure that real estate agent is being contacted by the new super sleuth on the case as her new insider. And she said they were a wonderful family and she had seen them recently and didn't seem like anything was wrong. And the people that saw them recently didn't seem like anything was wrong. We looked at their Instagram and their Facebook public last night. Didn't contact anyone on there. Okay, didn't email anyone on there. Just looked at it to see the family. That's in our video last night. We went through that extensively and about their lives. Their little girl turned 1 year old on August 4th. And so this is coming on the heels of her first birthday. But right, Deborah Vancouverden. No, but I think this has more to do with her views plummeted. Okay, they were no longer the views of when she was conspirizing the hell out of the Summer Wells and Cash Gurnan and all of that. So she had to think of something pretty darn fast because no views equals no money for her. So she had to bring something back, like an ambulance chaser, an attorney that's an ambulance chaser. That's the same thing that's going on here. It's just they're chasing. They don't care about any case. They don't care about what's going. They only care about they're looking for a case that they think is going to be one they can just expand on. And it's all about, it's nothing but the dollar bills. You can hear it in their voices. They're like, wow, guys, this is great. I'm going to be back with an update. I'm going to go find one. Of course she's going to go find one. She's probably contacting everybody on Facebook. And if she can't get somebody, they'll get a friend to call in as, oh, I'm their neighbor. I don't want to say my name. That's been done all before. Okay? All that fake crap. All of these people are going to cause something to happen to someone, or it's going to cause people not to be able to do the real kind of reporting that those of us in true crime that care about facts do because of people like this. You know, you understand that, right? What they're doing. They're exploiting the just where do you ever see a news anchor or any talk show host other than Jerry Springer, who doesn't, cover true crime, okay? Maybe they should cover Who's the Baby Daddy or something. Can you imagine if a news anchor got on there and acted in that way? Ooh, guys, this is it. This is it. Can I tell you something? This is the next new case. This is it. And I got to do this because everybody's dropping the ball on this case. Everybody. It's up to me. It's up to me. And I'm going to come back with an update. I'm going to go through their Facebook. I'm going to start contacting people. I'm going to get insiders here. I am. And I'm going to go deep in this. I am just going to, I already have somebody. I already have somebody that's going to go. She's going to go to their house. She's going to stalk their house. She's going to look through their garbage. Okay? And she's going to get us the facts on this. And hey, if the gate is open, go back there. Just go right back. The slider's open, go inside the house. Go on. It's okay. Go inside there. Take a few things. I'm talking about people that are exploiting cases, not because they care about anything but what it brings them. That's all. I'm a little sick of it. I really am. Because it's disgusting. And I know personally what she's doing to a family that I'm close with. I know what she's doing and what she did and what she still won't take down. So I think it's disgusting. And I know there's other true crime creators that think it's disgusting as well. But it's all a matter of how many people are going to just go there and lick this stuff up, though they know it's all lies. It's all made up. But I guess in the 6 weeks, 8 weeks to get the toxicology back, people are consumed that they have to have more information, and there's nothing there. And they say they've learned from Summer Wells, and they say they've learned from Cash Gurnan that you have to wait. But as soon as another case comes out like that, they're going to pull the wool over their eyes one more time. It's all up to the people. It is, because if nobody watches, she's not going to do this. So it's just the audience that wants that, but then says they really care about victims, or the true crime cases, or getting justice. Anybody that really cares about finding justice or finding the facts could never align themselves with that. I mean, we could sit here, and we did say, what do you think happened? Okay? But that's a whole different level. A whole different level. They will have conspiracies. They will be contacting people. They will be slandering people. Oh, I saw this person say that they were into that, and I bet you that's what they were into, and I bet you this is where they went on this. Really nuts. That they have so much compassion makes... Exactly. Deborah Vancouver says, doing it under the premise that they have so much compassion. Yeah, they can't sleep. They can't eat over this. Makes it even more sickening. The same way somebody faking an illness for views, that's just disgusting too. That's disgusting in and of itself. And then these same people love to talk about karma. They must really not believe in karma, because if they did, they would be scared to death. You've been watching organization videos. It's cruel. You think I can do that, but I won't. Organization. Oh, you're talking about home organization? Hi, Wendy. Just about any news or just other chat? No. Am I breaking the rules? No, I'm not breaking the rules. I'm Alley Cattails. I'm a little bit sickened by this, and I'm trying to... Did you click? No, it's not. No, it's about what's happening, Alley Cattails. What's happening now, so people can stop. Okay? Do you understand, Alley, what's happening? This is the new case. The new case that's going to be exploited. That no one else covered, Allie, even though we did last night, even though I'm sure other creators have. But according to these people, no one has covered it. And the news isn't covering it when it's all over the news. So, Alley Cattails, if I can educate someone that this is going to be the new thing, then I will. I will, because I did cover the facts on this case, and I do continue to cover the facts on this case, and I understand we have to wait 6 weeks for toxicology reports. But I do put in the, what do I have in the title? Conspiracy sleuth. That's what I'm talking about. The conspiracy sleuth is on the case. I didn't say that this case has new news, Allie. I said the conspiracy sleuth has a new case, right? Or say, yeah, I'm talking about the conspiracy sleuth, and that's the breaking news, because the conspiracy sleuth has breaking news. Okay, maybe not. Just saw it. Yeah, it's about a conspiracy sleuth, Allie. And Allie, we have to get that group, because I've got to get moving on putting all that stuff into spreadsheets. If I can't find out if that other place will save files, then I'm going to have to, I think, because Google Docs and everything, that takes a lot of space. A lot of people don't have that space. They only have the 15 whatever gigabytes or something on there, so that won't work. And that's why the Facebook group does work well. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I have to get, there's so much stuff I have to get down in that case. She's got her new bandwagon. Yeah. Yep. And they come on and they lie. This, you know, it's like, oh, guys, nobody ever covered this case. I can't believe this. The news is not covering this case, guys. I've got to call the sheriff's office. Hey, Kevin Leonard. It takes toxicology takes a long time, but I did look at, yeah. They also had to. Another thing she didn't know. There were no measurable quantities of any kind of substance in the air or anything like that, but they had to take the precautions even though it was very, very unlikely because they have no signs of trauma or anything else. And then they're going to start with the cartels and this and that. You know, some of the things that were floated out there were just like beyond. So let's see. Additional hazards in the area, and I think that they're talking about the algae bloom, let me just make sure, and the gold mines. But that's so unlikely, okay? See, the sheriff's office initially said the family could have died from carbon monoxide poisoning or from toxic algae. And that's why they had to treat it as a hazmat investigation. And the sheriff said that there were, we talked about this last night, abandoned mine shafts in the area. They can release gases, but then they had that expert on that said to have gases released like that into the air, it's not going to cause something like this. And there was no measurable anything contaminant in the air. They did do that. Now they say there could be, I guess, preliminary results from the autopsy and the toxicology sooner than 6 weeks. They just wanted to take the precautions. There's no suicide note that was found. There's no gunshots, no signs of trauma, like we said. But they're not ruling anything out. And that's it. That's it. I know a bunch of people are saying, did they eat berries? Did they eat a mushroom? Do you know what the chances are that they all ate something like that? These are experienced hikers. If you go on their her Instagram, you'll see they traveled all over the world, many different countries. They did a lot of hiking. This is not their first hike. They're not people that are not educated. Okay, so they're not just going to pick up any mushroom and eat it. I think for the most part, most people know that you grab the wrong mushroom, you're in trouble. Okay, the chances of all four of them, including the dog, doing that and expiring in the same place, kind of highly unlikely. An algae bloom. You know how many people go into an algae bloom with their dogs? And yeah, maybe their dog dies, and that does happen, and it can happen, but it's not like that. It's not like just immediate, everybody just drops dead. Somebody said food poisoning. Even if it was food poisoning from something they had at lunch, you know, in your own family, if you've ever had anything like that happen, some people get affected, some people don't. Some people are worse than others, and most people don't die. They have to go to the hospital usually, and where they're, you know, I mean, it's not just like that, an immediate death. So, see you then. My bad. I didn't have time to rewind because middle of the day just saw. Okay, that's okay, Alley Cattails. It's totally fine. But, I don't know why this is not. This doesn't want to go over there. Maybe I'll go over there now. So, but people don't want to wait for the real stuff. So there's going to be an update on another channel. It'll probably include some insiders or things that everyone has gone over already. Guys, did you know she had an Instagram? Guys. Oh my gosh, guys. Hi, Jeanette. That's how you say it? It's bracket. It is a sad case, Debbie L. I want to know what the family could have been involved in. Yeah, but Kevin, do you think, here's the thing. If somebody did this to them, wouldn't there be signs of that? You know what I mean? Wouldn't there be obvious signs? Do you think they would have just given up without a fight? If they were ambushed by somebody, if somebody was after them, do you think this father would not have fought for his family and have trauma to his body? How would they have killed everyone just like that without the husband going or the what, you know, attacking or using anything? I'm sure they had tools with them as they were hiking. Right? I do think, I mean, what do they say? The most logical explanation is usually the one that we see right away. I think it's something where they have no gunshot wounds. There's no strangulation. There's no signs of trauma. What if they just took something to just take themselves out of this world? What if this world was too much for them and they thought this is the best thing to do? That's where I'm going with it. I think it doesn't look, they don't see a struggle. They don't see wounds. Okay, the dog, all of them, all four of them. Sandy, they were a very active family from the get-go. They were always going out. We looked at the Instagram last night. Very, very active. My niece is has her own studio with the iFlow yoga. Throughout her whole pregnancy, when her son was a few months old, she went to Bali. She was always going to Bali. She never stopped yoga throughout the pregnancy. Right after It's hysterical. She lives a different lifestyle with her husband. They only have one child, and they go everywhere. They travel everywhere, and they go with their son. They're much like this. So maybe it's not your thing, but they do it. They strap a backpack on, and they just go. Dog too. Yeah. The dog went everywhere. She missed him unbelievably when she would travel in countries, I guess, where she couldn't take him. And write about it on her Instagram. We saw that. And I know, Mary Rose. I think if, because you're talking about the violence against Asians, no. Do you think her husband would just stand by if someone was attacking his wife? There would be a struggle. This seems like it was somewhat quiet, peaceful even, maybe. Hey, Sleuthy Sister, thanks for becoming a Deputy Rambler. The hazmat situation is because they didn't know what they were dealing with, Oliver, and people have exploited the hell out of that. They said the hazmat situation, I saw a lot of different people talking about that. They thought it was because the bodies were dismembered and there were body fluids all over the place. No, not at all. That's not what it is. It's because of the abandoned mine shafts that are under there and the toxic algae bloom. They had to, it was highly unlikely, but they had to handle it like that because they didn't know. Because there's no trauma to even suggest what it might be. So they couldn't put the rescue crews and the medical, they couldn't put anything in harm's way, so they had to do a hazmat situation there. That's why it is. That's what the hazmat situation is. They said as of now there's no note found, and maybe something in their house, maybe something on their computer, I don't know. But not there. They said there was no notes found, nothing. Oh, please. Okay. They're trying to create a distraction because of all of the stuff that's coming out about them. And this is, that's why they have to keep saying what good people they really are. What good people. I've never met a good person yet that had to tell you they're a good person or show you their good deeds. Never. Anybody that's ever said all the time, I'm a good person. I have a good heart. I have this. I did that. Is not a good person. Just FYI. Financial. Mary Beth, from what we've seen, he was a realtor that he worked with that he bought properties from, and he just loved buying properties in the area. And we know now about how that's pretty. Market was pretty good, so I don't know. There can always be, of course, financial problems, but it could just be the state of the world. It could be that. It could be a lot of things. Yeah. Exactly, craftastic. No one needs to tell you they're a good person. Hi, burnt hot dog. The same way, I'll tell you something. If somebody tells you, don't you dare worry about me. I'm so loyal. I will never betray you. I'm your friend for life. Never. Anyone that's ever said that has stabbed me in the back. It's like if somebody says that, I back away. Nobody has to tell you that. She's of Korean descent. And I don't know if she was born in Korea, but she's been in California for a very long time. I understand what you mean, but for me, but I know what you mean. I want to be remembered as an honest person. Yeah, but Jeanette, you don't need to say that. People can see your actions. If someone has to tell you all the time, they're trying to convince you because they know it's not apparent and they know they're a fraud. John Gerrish, Ellen Chung. That's the father is John Gerrish and the mother is Ellen Chung. This is such a sad, it is sad and confusing, but you know what, until we get the toxicology back or they find something, the trail was so treacherous. That's what I was going to show you. I want to show you where they were. Right, Jeanette, you wouldn't say how good or loyal you are. No real person that's good and loyal would, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Words are meaningless. Behavior is the test. Okay, let me get there. I want to show you where they were. They were found like very remotely, okay? And the sheriff said he has never seen a case like this, ever. The cause of death is not at all clear, and that's why the scene is treated as a hazmat situation. But where the bodies were found was such a remote area, there's no cell phone service. The area was located near the Hite, H-I-T-E, Cove Trail, which is known for having wildflower displays in the spring. Trying to get the, I want to show you the graphic we put up last night. Come on. See, there was a mining engineer expert that said the chances of them dying, like from carbon monoxide poisoning from those mines, is like non-existent. Non-existent. Not being above the ground and in the air like that. Not in an enclosed tent or anything. It's non-existent. This is a photo from her public Instagram. And you'll see the dog, she had the dog before she met him. So their vehicle was found at the gate, okay, of the Sierra National Forest by the start of the trail. And it's a 5-mile hike to Hite Cove, which this conspiracy sleuth said, I wonder how long that hike, well, maybe, I don't know, do some research before you run. I don't know. Okay, but it's the Devil's Gulch hiking trail. And let me see, we had a map up here last. last night, but there's another picture I want to get of where they were found. And I've got to make salmon too, but my blood just boiled when I saw that, because I'm just like, oh, here comes the next family. It's going to be exploited. Okay. So trying to find, let me see, is this? There were signs, as we discussed last night, of the algae blooms in the area. That's going to be dangerous if you go into the water, but it's not, it can kill a dog pretty fast, not instantaneous, but yes, there's dogs that have died from that. But entire families, they can get sick, just all dropping dead like that. Okay, so they do have the nicest, I guess, what they were saying, the wildflowers. I mean, here's something from a public website about it. Where's my picture here? Hold on. Somewhere. I don't know, I just lost my photo. The couple, again, were avid hikers. And here's with their friend, okay, Sad? I'm sure she's been contacted. Sydney Radinovich. She said that John was a San Francisco-based software designer with Google. He works with Google, we know that. Who, with his wife, fell in love with the Mariposa area, bought several homes there, their own residence and rental investments. They were such a loving couple. They loved each other quite a bit. He loved showing the baby all sorts of things and explaining them to her. And the Mariposa sheriff, said that chaplains and staff are counseling family members. My heart breaks for their family, he said. The remote area where the bodies were found, again, had no cell phone service. The hiking trail ran through an area of forest known particularly in springtime to have spectacular wildflower displays. And those of you just joining, so it's John Gerrish, his wife or his partner, Ellen Chung, and then their 1-year-old daughter, Muji, who turned a year old on August 4th. I think the bodies are finally at the coroner's office because they were still there while they tried to get Okay, so here's a... you see now, if it was just some other hiking accidents, okay, posted along with this same story, you know how they put like articles, right? So you have a grizzly bear attack, leaves 2 hikers injured. Again, they're not dead, and they have obvious signs of what happened. There's a man struck and killed by lightning while hiking a California mountain range. Obviously, this is not a lightning strike. There would be signs of that. A woman hiking with her husband and 3 sons drowns in a canyon flash flood. Again, there would be signs of that. And even so, this woman's husband and 3 sons did not die. They were not killed. This is, like the sheriff said, like nothing he's ever seen. And now there do have toxic algae blooms in the Merced River, but it was unclear that they had anything to do with the deaths. And it didn't say like they were wet or they had been found like they had just been swimming in this stuff or anything to indicate that. I'm just trying to get something right here. So, terrain. Oh, here's the picture I was looking for. Okay, and here is where the Hite trail is. Okay, so this is the Hite Cove trail. And here's the Sierra Forest. And the family was found down from this. So they were found like right over here somewhere, according to this other map. And that's the Sierra National Forest and near the Devil's Gulch area. Okay. And then their vehicle was found somewhere up here. Right about in, let me see, about in this area right here. And let's see, search teams found their family vehicle at the gate leading to the Hite Cove Trail. So they were on this Hite Cove Trail. They got to Hite Cove. They were traveled down like here. And go to let me just see something. hiking in the Sierras. Just trying to see if it's not Devil's Purple. Ferguson Ride. Here's some of the flowers, I guess, when they are in bloom. Now people are going to say, well, did they eat a flower? They were avid hikers. The first thing you're going to know as an avid hiker is you don't just eat random things. I think it really kind of common sense for anyone not just to eat something if you don't know what it is. And then their dog would eat it as well, right? The dog is going to eat a flower. They're all going to eat the same thing and all die right there in the same spot. I don't think so. So Lundy Trail. I'm just trying to see the Hite Cove Trail. Okay, the Hite Cove Trail, again, is 5.1 miles. Elevation gain is 719 feet, and that's according to All Trails. And here's part of hiking trail, the Hite Cove Trail. So, and this is something relating to the wildflower hike. Look over here. You know, someone's going to say, could it have been a rattlesnake, a scorpion, what else? That, you know, just attacked everyone and there's no visible signs? Okay, so it says about this wildflower hike, brilliant orange poppies in the Merced River Canyon area are always beautiful to see in the spring, but the drought has not been kind to them. And this is back, this article was written in 2015 about this area. They are tenacious, still trying their best to put on a showy display in the Hite Cove area, even though it will, for a short time frame this spring. In past years, the best poppy displays are usually within the first mile or so, but this year we found the better wildflowers are farther on down the trail near the remains of the old mining town of Hite Cove. Okay, so, you know, people have hiked this on by this old mining town and never had anything happen like that. So, trying to see what people. We lost count of the number of Sierra newt that we saw on the trail that morning. So these people are seeing newts and they're seeing their flowers. And butterflies. And then according to their thing, they said they headed up to the old mining town of Hite Cove. And they give a little history of that. The mine was active during the 1900s. As we got closer to the old mining town, we began to see old equipment, flumes that supplied the water to the crushers, old rock foundations, and roads that had not been used in many years. It was hard to believe that in 1864 the town of Hite Cove had a population of 100 and a 10-stamp milling operation. It also had 2 hotels and its own Chinatown. Because of its isolated location, drinking and gambling were popular diversions. All of the buildings in the small camp burned in 1924. So just, let's see here. Here's another view of what they're talking about. The rock foundations. And let's see what it says. Okay, here's what it says. This person did not bring their dog. It did not bring their dog Sally on this hike. This is not a good one for her. I've seen some people with dogs on this hike, including on this day. There are some really steep areas at the beginning of the hike that I feel an active dog could hurt themselves. These steep areas are also narrow in many places. If you had an uncontrollable dog, they could potentially knock into a fellow hiker, causing them to fall in those steep areas. There's a ton of poison oak, and your dog will be bringing it home on their coat for you and your family to enjoy later. There are also many rattlesnakes in the area that an exploring dog could interrupt their siesta, and it can get darn hot in that area. Again, if it was a rattlesnake, they would have signs. Bless you. Let's see here. Let's see here if there's from Mariposa. Let's see here. Trailhead signs were there, but you can easily miss them and walk up the hill too far before you meet up with the trail. You have to watch for it. The trail is not only lined with wildflowers, but it's lined with poison oak in many places. We carried plenty of drinking water and kept an eye on rattlesnakes. And here's another map of the area. So there's the trail, and let's see if we can make this a little larger. Let's say hold on a minute. Yeah, this is the South Fork of the Merced River. These are the Heights mines over here. Okay. Sierra National Forest right here. This is the Merced River. Sierra National Forest. South Fork and the South Fork. Okay, so that's that. Let's see if, hang on, let me just see if I do see other dogs in photos and people walking with dogs on these trails. Let's see what happens from. I'm going to see what all trails tells us. The Hite Cove Road is a 5.1 mile, lightly tracked out and back trail located near Yosemite Valley, California, that features beautiful wildflowers and is rated as a moderate hike. The trail offers a number of activity options and is accessible year-round. Dogs are also able to use this trail. And let me see, there's some reviews of it. Okay, so let's see what the people say. Somebody said it was hard to find. It was too deep mountain. We are scared, so we didn't hike. We went to the front gate and we returned home. Someone said it's a beautiful short trail, and they went off roaring with their dogs. Another one said it's important for hikers to know that the depicted hike is from the Jersey Dale intersection to gate at the end of the dirt road. The depicted route does not include the descent to the river. Highly suggest driving up about a mile, park, and then start your hike, going down 7.6 miles round trip, 2,900 foot elevation gain, met at river at Nutmeg Gulch, and they said there was an awesome swimming hole, which now with the algae, I know it's on the Merced River. Bring waters, the hike is back up is almost 3 miles and steep. Now, someone over here said when they went, and this is 2020, it was a nice day with a little bit of scattered clouds. I did get stuck in the mud towards the end. Okay, but that's in her truck. But she forgot to put it in four-wheel drive, so okay. So another one said we hiked this trail. A few wildflowers were out. The first mile is paved gravel road through Hite's Cove, a community of summer rental cabins. The rest of the trail is maintained as a fire road. We went straight past the Forest Service gate onto Savage Lundy Trail instead of turning right when Hite's Cove Trail turns right and downhill. Savage Lundy Trail drops into the canyon below, as does Hite's Cove Trail. Okay, someone said, the trail is very steep. The rocks are pretty tall. I probably shouldn't have taken my truck down this trail, but I did. Luckily, I was able to turn around. Going back up was easier, but you needed a lifted truck with at least 33-inch tires. If you don't want to damage anything, the trail is very hard on your brakes. Okay. It's about all that they have as people talking about it. It's a moderate hike, like I said. So the hike, the length, it says 6.5 miles. Estimated hike time 3 hours 17 minutes. And there it says it's kid-friendly hiking, off-roading, road biking, bird watching, dog-friendly, forest views, and wildflowers. See if there's any more. And these are some other pictures. But again, not seeing anybody slipping and falling. Nothing like that was noted. There was no trauma. So you have a little trail right there, but you can easily, go flying. And this must be the Merced River where you've got to worry about the toxic algae bloom. Here's another view. And now someone will say, well, could they have drank the water? Could they have been all thirsty for water and all drank the water? Okay. Again, it's Experienced hikers are not just going to do that, especially when there's signs of an algae bloom. But let's play the devil's advocate, right? Algae bloom death time. Okay, so the effects of harmful algae blooms. Let's see. Harmful algae blooms release toxins that contaminate drinking water, causing illnesses for animals and humans. So it's not likely, like I said, I've seen dogs die, heard about it. One woman, she was in a river or something, I think it was North Carolina, with 3 of her dogs, terrier type. I think there were 2 Scotties and 1 Westie. They all died. The dogs did. The humans did not. Okay, so let's actually look at the algae blooms in the Merced River. Okay, and let's get something. Okay, here's something from July 14th of 2021. Algae bloom detected in the Merced River. Okay, and we've got here, hold on, open. This is actually, where did that open? Hold on, let me just get this up here. I don't know why I tell you to hold on all the time. Okay, this is the one I want to put up there. So, toxic algal mats are present in this water. Mats can be attached to the bottom, and they can be detached and floating or washed up on shore. Do not let children or adults touch or eat or swallow any algal mats. Do not let dogs eat algal mats or drink from the water. Call your doctor. So this is something that was, let me put out there, let's see, it says, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife conducted a water test along the Merced River near Hite's Cove as part of the Wadable Streams assessment, and results show a high concentration of algae bloom. This was July 14th. The Sierra National Forest would like to inform visitors who like to recreate in those areas not to swim, wade, or allow their pets in that part of the river. This is due to the danger the toxic algal mats present when they have formed. Algae, or cyanobacteria, that grow in the water get attached to the bottom of the water bodies, and they can form these algal mats. Some species can produce toxins, and if exposed, can pose a risk to humans and their animals. For more information, visit the Toxil Algal Mat Frequently Asked Questions, and we'll look for that. Let's see here. Okay, it says, it says the toxins. Not all algae produce toxins, and many different species can grow within this algal mat. Only tests can determine if toxins are present within a mat. Visual inspections are unreliable. Children and dogs are most at risk from the toxins because they are more likely to swallow the mat material where almost all the toxins reside. Additionally, contact with mat material can cause skin irritation or rashes. With many different algal species forming algal mats and multiple species often inhabiting a single mat, it can be difficult to visually determine if toxin-producing species are present in a mat. Mats can be many different colors, ranging from bright green, dark green, blue-green, orange, brown, maroon, and more. When in doubt, avoid touching algal mats. How to stay safe. Again, it said what it's there, and then it says there's another awareness sign. There's one that's an awareness sign, and then the one, this yellow over here, is the toxic sign. So it's green when it just says up on top there, instead of toxic algae, it says check for algae, but everything else is the same on that sign. And it says, when trained staff have confirmed the presence of potentially toxic algal mats at a site, then the toxic algae alert sign can be posted. If you see this sign, be sure to avoid. Now, the Sheriff's Department said there were signs, but they are not saying sudden death, okay? Like that, and you know, like you see there in the pictures, that's, here's a bigger picture. These are, this right here are those mats that if you do see those, stay away from them because you don't know. And that's another. And let's see. And here's one that can be seen growing under the water, this right here. You'll want to stay away from that. And it kind of looks gross, that too. Now let me just go to the, what are the toxins? What do they look like? Bloom report. You can look at the bloom report. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, let's see what this the CDC says. In fresh water, such as lakes and ponds, harmful blooms are most commonly caused by the cyanobacteria, also called the blue-green algae, single-celled organisms called phytoplankton. Some of these produce toxins or poisons called cyanotoxins. When people or animals are exposed to them, they can become sick. Symptoms depend on how long an animal or person was exposed, how long they were exposed, what type of toxin they were exposed to. People or animals can be exposed to these cyanotoxins by skin contact with water containing toxins while swimming or doing other activities in the water, drinking water containing toxins, breathing in tiny droplets in the air that contain toxins, eating fish or shellfish that contain toxins, or eating contaminated blue-green algae nutritional supplements. Wow, nutritional supplements, crazy. And so they list 6 of the cyanotoxins that can make people and animals sick. People can get sick and have symptoms. People exposed to these toxins through touching or swimming or breathing in the droplets may experience irritation on the skin, eyes, nose, throat, lungs. People exposed to the cyanotoxins by eating contaminated food or dairy supplements or by swallowing contaminated water may experience the following: stomach pain, headache, neurological symptoms, for example, muscle weakness, dizziness, vomiting, diarrhea, and liver damage. So if you think you may have symptoms contact your healthcare provider, call your poison control. It's not saying immediate death, okay? Dogs are especially at risk of poisoning because of their behaviors. Cattle are, okay? Then it says mammals who are exposed to these toxins may experience the following signs depending on how much: excessive salivation, vomiting, fatigue, staggered walking, difficulty breathing, convulsions, liver failure, death within hours or days. They can kill birds, fish, and aquatic animals. They have long-term health effects. But if they died, they're going to have this vomiting, the convulsions. I mean, I think their bodies would be showing signs of trauma. Because I don't even think it would happen all at one time. I think somebody would stray. Somebody would try to get help. It just, it doesn't, I'm not thinking that. And oh, here's another thing. I guess a friend of theirs told a news station that the couple regularly went hiking on the weekends, and I believe they've been on that hike before. They carry their baby in a backpack, so it's not like the baby was like waiting alone in there. By 10 a.m., the search was over. All 4 bodies were discovered in the open. Okay, they were all discovered in the open on a trail near the Devil's Gulch area in the South Fork of the Merced River drainage. The area was so remote, rescuers had to hike back out to get satellite phone reception to report their grim find. Okay, they were processing the scene. They had no clear indication of the cause of death. Adding, the bodies had still not been recovered at that time. Coming across a scene where everything involved, including the family dog, is deceased. That is not typical. That's why we're treating it as a hazmat. We just don't know. Foul play had not been ruled out. There was nothing to indicate it. There were no gunshot wounds, no trauma of any kind, and no suicide notes. Some of the theories included a significant carbon monoxide leak, one of the mines deep below, or possibly even toxic algae. But it's a very bizarre situation, they said. The California Department of Justice, there is not the outcome we want. And yeah, that's about it. That's all there is. I mean, let's see here. Just I just have to wait and see, because as they recover the bodies, maybe they will find something, and that just happened because of the area where it was in their abundance of caution. Let me see here. It's the same thing, yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go back to the chat, and then I'm going to go make my salmon. And we were supposed to go to the Home Depot to get our wood, but that didn't work out because the truck they were supposed to have, they didn't have. Okay, so All right, I think, let me see. I'm still kind of thinking what I'm thought before, but everything else seems far too unlikely. But yeah, the autopsy, the toxicology. See what's going on. Okay. Hello, Tammy. Hi, Nana Patty. Sandra K. Raven Spirit. Scary to get in it. Well, no, it's not really, Debbie. You can really see it when it's a toxic algae bloom. You'll see it. You will. I mean, but you should swim. I mean, I don't know. By us, the lakes our lake is all tested. We have testing going on constantly. TV. Hi, hello, wake up. I don't know who came in. It is suspected, I hear, that the toxic algae is caused by pollutions and the film of the kills the national. I don't know about the firefighters. I haven't heard that. The hantavirus, yes, all the time. What happened? The hantavirus is caused by mice. Who died of the hantavirus? That's another one that I think was like, who had the hantavirus? Who had the hantavirus? Missed that. Oh, the brain-eating amoeba? Yeah, one person just died of that recently. I don't know if that's the person you're talking about, TV. Nancy Drew, hi. They hiked all the time, Sandra. It's not. It wouldn't be dangerous unless they went like in there. Or, I don't know. They went a lot of places, you know. So people just like to go places. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. Hi, Tracy Thomas. Tourists caught the hantavirus a few years ago in Yosemite. Takes about a week to die from though. It's not really that uncommon for active families to explore nature. Yeah. I don't know. You can, like up here, you can have an algae bloom and the DEC will inform you and then they'll test until it's gone. Like there were a couple of lakes in New Jersey that were really bad last year. I believe it was like Apocon. It was really, really bad with algae blooms and they had it all over. Don't swim here, don't fish here. But you didn't hear of like whole families dying from it. I bet there's not one case of a whole family dying, even if they've been in an area with that. I don't think it's that. I, for one, have never gone hiking with an infant or a toddler. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my niece is very much like this. Hi, Bluebird. Usually just one person. Right. Even when it's a whole outing, that's unfortunately what you hear. Even like this amoeba bacteria, which is extremely, extremely rare, it's usually one person. You don't hear two in the same family. It doesn't get, it's just, And how many people have you heard die of the hantavirus? There's a lot of things that we hear about, but you really don't see a lot of fatalities from it, and you don't see like an entire family killed off like that. Exactly, Deborah. The chances of them all just expiring like that, and like I said, let's say it was all of that, you would probably, especially if they had to come out and use cell service to call for help, if the dog died, if one of the parents died, I think you would see another parent further on down the trail trying to get help or something, right? If that was the case, they wouldn't have just sat there and just watched each other die like that. If it was something that they didn't intend on. Hi, Dodging Bullets. How are you? Right? They all four died on the same trail. That's what I'm saying. Even the dog, right? The dog's right there. It doesn't point to anything like that. And then we have had the experts. They said the carbon monoxide, forget it. They're out in the open. They're not in an enclosed tent. They're not anywhere where I could see if he said they all died in an enclosed tent, and maybe by some way something was coming through the ground into the tent from those old mines. But no, they were out in the open. They said that was non-existent. Right. Yeah, I agree, Teresa. I think maybe they just had enough. Maybe they just wanted to end it there, I don't know. Whatever it looks like to me that it was a decision for both adults, because you don't see signs of trauma or a struggle, or that someone was forcing someone to take something or anything like that. So we just have to wait. We just have to wait. I'm sure they'll have a preliminary from the autopsy, because it sounds like they were in a place maybe where the coroner couldn't really get to them too well, so maybe they will see something else or something. But no, Jess Sunspear, that's what we read about it, someone that died from a lightning strike, but all four from a lightning strike, and it's sad, but when someone has lightning strike, there's obvious trauma to the outside of the body that you see. It could be something like that. It could be something that just put them to sleep. I don't know. The mom talked about a dark time 12 years ago. Yep. But that's all we know, and I can't tell you. I'll be back later, guys, with a new update and some new insiders, because we have to get this out there. Yeah, and Jenny, I said it last night. Sometimes we don't, what's the most likely thing is usually the answer. It's just like how sometimes you don't find the things that are right in front of you. Hidden in plain sight, right? Hidden in plain sight. That's all of that. Hi, Julianne. Yeah, I have to make salmon, and then I have to make the salmon. I may do a video on the well, I have to do a video on the salmon, but I might have to go live on the salmon. I do have to go on a video on the salmon. I have to do it. All right, and then I had to go to, what is it, 6:42. I had to go out to pick up something at the store after that. So I'm going to go now because I have to do the salmon. Maybe I'll catch you on the salmon, which I'm probably start another live for. All right, and the parents probably thought no choice at that moment in their lives. Yeah, you know, you don't know. There's a lot of people that are depressed and think that sometimes that there's no hope. You know, as long as you're breathing, there's hope. So I am told. There is always, always, always hope, right? And what is that? I have something over here. There's always, always, always a way. What the heck? Poor family. Oh, that's your name. I was looking. I thought that was something you were typing. All right, kitties, ladies and gents. You're going to unsubscribe. See if that works, Sandra. You're not getting notifications. YouTube can glitch pretty bad, but don't give up before the miracle happens. But what does it make any sense, Jeanette? What does it make any sense? What does it make sense, Jeanette? Why they would do this? It's not going to make sense probably to a lot of people, you know? Does something like that ever make sense? Never. You can maybe see it, but it's, you know, how come they couldn't decide to hold on, right? Where there's life, there's hope. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just saying what Jeanette says. If one is doing self-harm, okay, but two parents, not really. She looked up to him a great deal, according to the post we read last night, Jeanette. It just could be that, I don't know, they just felt they would, you know, not everybody feels or believes that that's, I mean, there's some people that the only reason they don't do that is because they think they will not go to heaven, okay? That's what their religion says. And they want to see their loved ones again. Like sometimes when someone dies, I've heard people say, you know, the only reason I'm not doing that to myself is because I won't see my son, my daughter, my whatever, my husband or wife again. But what if they believe something else? I don't know. So maybe they think they're taking themselves to a better place, taking their daughter away from an evil place. You don't know where their head's at. But anyway, you're welcome, TV. I'm going to go make some salmon now so my brain gets all those omegas and everything. Thank you, Marissa Cart. I'll see you guys later. Watch out for the breaking news and the insiders and the inside information and all that crap. All right. See you later, guys. How do I... Oh, I have to end it in... let me end it here. Well, you know what? I'm going to end it in Streamlabs first. Streams... Yeah, I always forget which one I have.